Howdy toddy Rebel fans, and welcome to episode 33 of the Rebel Nation Conversation. I am your McCarron, and my co-host is Themetalreb. Together we make up the Rebel Nation Conversation podcast, your one-stop shop for uninformed and non-expert Ole Miss sports conversation.
I'm sullied by sponsorship since 2025.
That's right, folks. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you're already in the right spot. But those of you catching us on TikTok, please come on over to the channel and watch the entire show. It's located at youtube.com/@the-RN-Convo. First off, I kind of want to issue an apology there for not being able to put out any content last week. Work and life just kind of basically caught up with us there. It's going to happen from time to time. We just weren't able to work out the logistics of being able to get together and work. So, anyway, I hope it won't happen often, but it will happen from time to time. So we'll apologize and we'll try to get out a little content. So, Metal, you on the road between here and Arkansas and Mississippi, huh?
Yep, in the Arkansas Delta right now. We went up to northwest Arkansas this week, and we are headed back to Mississippi as we speak. So, had a good trip, but it's time to go home.
I'm still out here, and I'm out here in Mississippi. I'm in New Mexico right now, so I'll be heading there home. But me and my wife, we're leaving out on a road trip, heading to
North Georgia,
Helen, Georgia, your old stomping ground.
Yep, that'll be a fun trip. When do you get back?
You break it up there, bud.
When do you get home from work?
I'll get home Wednesday morning, and we leave that afternoon. So, anyway, let's dive right in here. So, ain't a whole lot of Ole Miss football news we can get into. I guess Rebels are still in camp. One thing I do got to bring up is Pete's kind of playing this spring camp stuff kind of real close to the vest. And, not allowing too much media coverage and all that. I think they're getting maybe when they do get to go, it's like one day a week, and it's only for 20-minute sessions. And it's usually just special teams and a coach and quarterbacks are throwing in air.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, I'm not upset about it. How you feel about that?
It's a little frustrating as fans, but I understand why he's doing it. I completely understand why he's doing it. We're going to have question marks going into the summer and going into the season, but it doesn't matter if we have questions or not. As long as the coaches have it figured out, that's all that counts. So I'd like to know more about what's going on, but this is the way he's chosen to handle it. And again, I understand why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd kind of like to hear a little more, but really, what can we know? It's spring football. We're playing against our own defense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, I was going to ask you the other day. We mentioned this last time we recorded, but do we know who is the backup for Kewan Lacey? Who's going to be RB2? At this point, are we still working on that?
Yeah, I still think we're trying to hammer that out, but man, it seems like they did talk about that. They brought in a transfer, right? And I think they said they had brought in a transfer and that he was looking pretty good. And it was the deal is because we couldn't expect Keywan to be able to tote the rock, 30 times a game and be able to last.
90% of the
I
time.
can't remember who it is right now though. So we did talk about it, and I want to say
fortunate last year. We were pretty fortunate last year with him staying healthy.
Yeah.
As much work as he got, man.
Yeah, well, we were fortunate all the way around, I believe, with the just the whole injury bug thing. So, it's kind of going to be something we can talk about at a later time. I kind of had it kind of coming up in my mind to say that we won. We got fortunate a couple of times last year. We won a couple of real close contests. Arkansas. The Kentucky game, and we stayed relatively injury free.
It takes that. If you're going to go 13-2, you're going to have some luck. It's just the way it is.
Well, yeah, I agree, and I guess that's kind of where I was getting at. What if this year said we lost those close games, or and that guy maybe got hit a couple times by the injury bug and wasn't near as as fortunate. Could we judge? I'm not trying to set the stage here for an excuse, but what I'm trying to say, would that mean that we don't have a good coach? I mean, could we start saying Pete's got to go? I don't.
Man, anything short of 2-10, and you don't get to say Pete's got to go.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I'm thinking too. I mean, I'm just like. They've got to be smart enough to look at the extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, so many unknowns with Pete, man. We still don't know what we got. We're hoping he's good. We're hoping for the best, Had a good start, winning 2 playoff games, but we don't know yet. All that remains to be seen. And I'm still trying to figure out in my mind what a successful 26 season looks like. Like, what am I expecting? How will I gauge the team? Because one thing that must be taken into consideration is we have the best quarterback and I believe the best running back in the nation. I mean, man, that pair right there, there's not a better pair in college football.
I think a lot of it's going to depend on we got to make sure we got good O-line play. And
those
Keywan ain't running and
those two guys can cover a lot of flaws, so the offensive line don't even have to be great. If they can just be close to good, then those two should produce. So, and I'm saying that to say, if those two guys stay healthy, I'm expecting to win a lot of games, man. I just am.
Well, I hope you're right. Well, it's one thing I have heard. This is the only thing I've heard, and I can't really tell you where I've heard it. But I have heard, and this should be promising to you and me both, is I have heard we have definitely upgraded at the linebacker position.
Well, defense in general has apparently looked really good in spring. So, yeah, that's very good to hear.
Yeah, I'm hoping anyway.
Very good to hear, sir.
Any other football
I've also heard
news you know?
I've heard some good things about Caleb Odom, the tall tight end. He was there last year, and he was all right. He played okay. I don't know what his stats were last year. I would guess he caught 30, 40 balls, something like that. But apparently he's made a big jump. And he was a transfer from Alabama. They recruited him out of high school, so that tells you something there. But apparently he's made some pretty big strides. And also Caleb Cunningham has looked good. So that's good to hear, too.
Yeah. Well, I told you I was really looking forward. I'm hoping to see what Caleb can.
Yeah, me too. But other than bits and pieces, we ain't getting much. Which I guess brings us to the portal for men's and women's basketball.
Yeah.
247
so I'm gonna let you kind of
has not confirmed Okafor.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I have not seen yet that, and I've seen it again today, reported by another outlet that he has committed to Ole Miss. So, but the way Neil kind of put it out is maybe they didn't come up with maybe they couldn't come up with they haven't settled on their compensation package, I guess is what I'm trying to come up with.
Well, but apparently the hesitation is from our side.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was getting to.
So that is how it's done.
What about that 5'10" guard transfer out of Seton Hall, Adam Clark? 12.7, 3 boards, and 4.9 assists per game. What are you thinking of that?
The Okafor?
Yeah. No, Seton Hall, Adam Clark.
Oh, Adam Clark. Yeah,
That guard.
Point guard is a need for sure. But man, we need somebody that can shoot the ball. I don't see how a 6-foot guard can just make a significant impact in the SEC without being able to shoot the ball. I mean, he's apparently
12.7 points per game.
His highlights. Yeah, that's pretty good in the Big East, because they do play a high quality basketball there. So, I guess we'll see, but sure would love to have another outside threat. But the Okafor kid, if he does indeed come to Ole Miss, I can see that guy helping us. 6'11" guys that can move, they don't just grow on trees.
I got him listed at 6'10", 11 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, 1.4 blocks per game.
Now Sports Illustrated is reporting it. Dude, he's coming. I don't know what the deal is with 247, but Yahoo, Sports Illustrated, Clarion Ledger.
Yeah, like you said, man, he ain't going to make Yeah, they're not going to be reporting something they ain't sourced and are confirmed. So,
And also, how about our friend Neil McCready's reaction to that?
Yeah.
In the thread yesterday.
Yeah, you arguing with him, man.
Yeah, he said I argued with him. You know, I honestly wasn't even referring to him when I posted that. I was just putting it in the thread. But he's so dang insecure, he takes everything. We'll get back to that again in a minute, but also I just wanted to point out that the women's team just had another pretty big.
Yeah, I saw that on transfer, man. Yo is on fire right now. I mean, this morning as I was putting that stuff together, I've got with 6 transfers, and that's before that one. You know, we talk about that Talaysia Cooper, 4th-ranked best portal player from Tennessee, a guard. Emily Howard, a center out of Boise State. Kenesha Godfrey, a guard out of Florida. Rachel Okoko, I think's the way that says, a forward out of Penn State. Jada Civil, another guard from Tennessee. And finally that Jada Richard, a guard out of LSU. So
yeah, that's some quality pickups. And this girl today, Danila Washington, 6'1", averaged 17 and 8 last year. That's a lot of production.
Yeah, it is. And so, yeah, I mean, I think Yo's on fire, man. Yo's on fire in the portal. She might actually put together a more talented team this year than she had last year, and that's kind of hard to think, because like you said a million times, that was probably the most talented ladies team we've had in a long time.
Oh, without question. Matt Mahan was
and Lattimore
best. And Lattimore. Matt Mahan's probably the best women's player we've had in a long time.
Yeah,
she was good.
Well, I'm excited to see him play.
Let's excited about Bud Clark, the point guard. So maybe I'm just missing it on him.
Yeah.
I hope I am. I want him to do well.
Yeah, well, I know, kind of closing thoughts there. You had said something yesterday. You were officially worried.
Man, I am.
About Beard and the transfer portal.
You know, Fly Fishing Reb posted something yesterday. He's really up on the basketball. I've noticed him and South Mississippi Reb and Buddy are all just a wealth of knowledge, but he said, from what he can tell, it's just pretty much been a cluster this offseason. He got some downvotes for it, but man, look at the results. There aren't any.
Yeah. I haven't seen, man, I don't know, man. It just ain't bringing anybody in right now. I'm a little worried myself, so we'll see. Time is what's going to tell. Let's go on and talk about that Birmingham Stallions a minute. Man, good Lord, they just ain't good.
They just ain't good.
Since winning our season opener against the Louisville Kings, they went on a 3-game skid, 2 of which was on the road, obviously the Houston Gamblers and the St. Louis Battlehawks. But then they lost their home opener yesterday to the Orlando Storm by a score of 16-0. I mean, damn, we just why do you think we're not so good? I got a theory here. I think we're not effective. We can't run the football. If we can't run the football, then we've only got one true threat, and that's to pass it, and then just kind of tee off on the quarterback. And
the passing game,
I see where AJ went off. No, but when I see what AJ said yesterday, and hey. If you do have open receivers and you're still throwing it to the guy that's got double coverage, I don't understand the decision making myself, but
I tell you what, man, he kind of went scorched earth on that. I was a little surprised how.
Well, I would think a
direct
quarterback.
it was.
Well, I would think a quarterback as a head coach is going to be rougher on the quarterbacks than he is any other position on the field. Because he's going to judge them by his own merit. And,
Yeah. But you said it, you hit it. They ain't no good.
They just ain't good right now.
And what
they got to find
I really hated yesterday that, their first home game, man, they had over 18,000 people come out. And that's the product.
For a UFL team, that's a good deal. But you know what?
Really good.
They've won under Skip Holtz. They've won 3 championships and just barely lost out on another championship last year, getting beaten their conference championship game with Matt Corral. That's the thing with Matt Corral as the quarterback. So they've won a lot of games with him. So what's changed? What's changed here? Head coach and the OC have changed. Now, I like Siskey. I'm not going to sit here and talk down the man. I really like him, but, this is the first time I get to see him as an offensive coordinator. Until now, he's been, position coach and a recruiting coordinator.
Yeah.
They
haven't looked good offensively, even the game they won. And I've told you all year, Matt don't look right.
He don't look right. But I tell you what, in that game against Orlando, I know you said we didn't run the ball well in the second half, and this, that, and the other, but we outgained them on the ground. We at least had a little bit of a running game. Snoop had 50-something yards and a touchdown in the game. So you got to have a little bit of a running game, or you can't. Or the threat to pass is all you got. It's just, I don't know.
The offensive line looks bad.
Yeah. They do. They look bad. But,
He's got his eyes open.
well, we knocked that one in the head, man. Like I say, we adopted them as our team, so we're going to live or die with them, man. I'm giddy up or die. But they ain't looking good.
Let's go,
Just ain't looking good.
No, they ain't.
Let's turn it around, boys. Just go. Let's move on to a little bright spot, man. Unless you got anything else, let's move on to baseball. Man, the Rebs are red hot right now. They're just red hot. Since being swept at home by in-state rival Mississippi State, the Rebels have won 8 in a row and 11 out of their last 10. And that puts us at 29-11 overall and 10-7 in SEC play. During that stretch, they have won 3 SEC series, 2 of which were on the road, 2 out of 3 at Florida, swept LSU at home last week, and have won the first 2 at Tennessee. They're playing right now. And it's not very good. It's 11-5 Tennessee in this one, but we're kind of low on arms. And but and also during that stretch, if you forget about it, also during that stretch, they won a neutral site game against Southern Miss, which was a nationally ranked team, and a team that beat the Rebels earlier this season in Hattiesburg.
Yeah.
So the difference in this now, it's been the hitting. We've hit really well across that stretch. I didn't have time to actually calculate a team batting average just over that stretch. But, guys, pitching's been good all year. Our Achilles heel has always been that lack of timely hitting, or better way of putting it, I guess, situational hitting. Get runners on base, we get a few hits, get them on base, but then couldn't get the hits it took to get them in. So the difference maker is this last few weeks, we've been hitting the ball. I kind of got into it yesterday with a guy. I don't know if you saw that. A guy. Well, I didn't say get into it. We had a decent discussion. I mean, we weren't ugly with each other or nothing like that. But he was talking about he needs Furnace to hit for power, and we have finally got Furnace hitting line drives to all fields, getting doubles, and driving in runs. That why in the world would you want to monkey with that? Let's let him keep doing that. We ain't got to have power out of it.
We need Furnace to hit for power and to hit for average. How about both?
Well, it would be not. I understand the power side because the guy's guys at first baseman don't run real well. He's not a fast guy and all that, but as long as there's people on base in front of him and he's hitting doubles off the wall, we're scoring runs with him, So but that's the difference, man. He's starting to hit to all fields. He's gonna keep doing that crap till he gets them out of that shift that they're doing. They keep trying to throw that shift on him, and he's gonna. All right, load up the right side of the infield. I'm fixing to drive it through the hole in the left. So another home run. 2-run shot this time, 13 to.
Yeah, this one's over. We'll come out this weekend 10 and 8 in the conference. So, man,
10 and 8 in the conference.
Would have said, would we take that after that Mississippi State series? Everybody would have signed up for that.
Well, see, that's the thing. Everybody looks at nitpicks baseball like they do a football loss. There's still a lot of baseball left to be played, and all you got to do is just start getting hit. We just weren't hitting the ball that weekend. We weren't hitting the ball up till, coming out of that Florida game. And the third game at Florida, actually, if you want to know the truth, the 9th inning. Because until the 9th inning, we hadn't hit real well in that series either. But we just got hot. Started hitting the ball, and this is what happened. The pitching's going to still be good. But anyway, next up for the Rebels.
You got to keep everybody healthy.
Yeah. We're doing pretty good at that. It's baseball. It's not quite the same as like playing football, where you're getting hit every play, Next up for the Rebels, we return back after this game. We'll return back to Oxford and host to Murray State on Tuesday night. That's the team, as you remember, that came to the Oxford Regional last year and won it. Beating Ole Miss in game 1, and then again in the regional final to punch their ticket to the Duke Super Regional, which they subsequently won to make it to Omaha in College World Series. They are 33-11 overall and 15-5 in the Missouri Valley Conference, but clearly they're a good team within the Missouri Valley Conference, but that doesn't necessarily translate to the rest of the NCAA, because in RPI, if you're just going to use that, they're 179th. So they're just certainly not as good as they were last year. They got a good record, but they're not, obviously with the RPI, they're not playing as good a teams. I think I have lost you, Metal. I'll kind of just keep talking here and see if my partner in crime can get back on, his signal get back in for us. Kind of in contrast that what I just said about the 179th RPI is that Ole Miss is number 4 in RPI right now. In fact, when I checked early this morning, they hadn't updated it. We were number 5 in RPI, but we have moved up with that win yesterday. So guess what that's going to basically kind of put us is that we got to win this game Tuesday night. And the reason why I say we got to win it is because the RPI hit we would take if we lost. We may even win the game and drop an RPI. It's just that it's that kind of deal, but we definitely got to win it. We can't lose it. That's going to hurt. And then the next after that, over the weekend is the hosting Georgia. Next weekend for a 3-game Friday through Sunday set. Obviously, I don't want us to win Tuesday night at the risk of our arms going into that Georgia deal. We got to keep our arms healthy. We don't want to try to go deep in our bullpen, keep them rested, because Georgia can flat out hit the baseball. Hell, they scored 30-something runs yesterday against Arkansas. So they're a hot hitting team, and we're a very good pitching team. And we have got to keep our arms good if we're going to stand a chance against Georgia. Well, I was sure hoping he could have got back in here on that one. Let's give him a few more minutes here. Hopefully he might be able to get enough signal. Just shot him a text and it went through, so maybe he can rejoin there. Guys, again, he's on a vacation with his wife, going to try to tape with me, and I'm still at work, and that's our taping schedule kind of got messed up last weekend, and it's like we're kind of getting messed up again this weekend. So he is trying to sign back in, but again, it's I apologize. Just got a couple more segments to put out there anyway. So if he don't come in here in a couple of minutes, I'm going to move on along. But again, back to baseball while we try to wait again. Yeah, the RPI loss, if we lose to Murray State on Tuesday night, just because of their ranking, they might be a very great team again. They might be the same kind of team they were last year, a College World Series type team. But because of the competition in which they're playing, they're way, way down in RPI. So with that type of RPI, we can't lose that game. But we don't want, again, I don't want to jeopardize the weekend series against Georgia by having to use a ton of our arms in the bullpen. Let's get them tired out, because we're going to need every single one of them to be able to hold them hot bats at Georgia down. That's just, we got to. But, yeah, definitely want to win that game. Yeah, it's kind of looking like possibly won't get Metal back in. Kind of wanted to go on, if he gets in here, we'll just kind of reiterate over this again. But I'm going to move on to From the Board segment this weekend. The one thing that I did see out there that I wanted to go over was a Lane Kiffin, our former head coach at Ole Miss, seemingly threw some shade at Trinidad Chambliss when he tweeted to Des Bryant that he should sue for another year of college eligibility to get an injunction. He also tagged Tom Mars, Chambliss's attorney, in that tweet. So that pretty much tells you he's throwing shade at his old quarterback. And, man, this guy just won't stop trying to troll the Ole Miss fan base. We're trying to move on. Let's just move on and worry about Lane Kiffin on September 19th next year. But he ain't going to let us, guys. I mean, it's just, it's unreal the way he's such a petulant child. It's just, I don't know. And he loves it. That's just it. He loves that type of attention. And quite frankly, it is what it is. At this point, the only way I don't know how we can just ignore it. We got to ignore it. And even if we comes in there next year and we beat them, certainly it's going to be still going to be a shit show. He's going to come out somehow where he's a victim in the whole deal. I'm just tired of him just taking jabs at us. I mean, it's unreal. Another thing I saw from the board this week, staying with LSU a little bit, is one of their most vocal mouthpieces in the podcasting, media type world is a guy named Matt McCarron. He was called out by some of the corn dog faithful this week.
But you should be able
Themetalreb is in
to
here.
use cellular data.
I had to switch to my
Looks like
iPad. Oh well, can we make this work?
it's not very good there, Metal.
Sorry, this is probably as good as I can get it for now. Yeah, reconnecting, it just ain't gonna do it.
You're gone.
Can you hear me at all?
Well, I hate that, guys. Yeah, I was trying to get him in on it and keep him in the conversation here, but with him traveling, obviously cell signal is unreliable at times, especially through the Arkansas Delta. Back to what I was talking about. Matt McCarron, one of the most vocal LSU mouthpieces, was called out by some of the corn dog faithful the other day when he talked badly about a QB recruit. Now, I don't even know the kid's name, to be honest with you, because it doesn't matter. You don't, and you're in the media and you're covering a team. It don't make sense to do it, but you don't talk bad about it. A recruit and his dad, the dad of the recruit, rightfully, in my mind, took offense to the McCarron's remarks. And, the coon asses are just starting to show their teeth towards Matt a little bit. And one of them even as much as said he should just leave LSU because he's costing them recruits at this time. So, again, it couldn't happen to a better person. This guy's a douche canoe by all rights and purposes. But, he's the same guy, that now he loves him some Lane Kiffin, but last year he called him a fraud. He's an idiot. But normally he plays to his constituency, tells them what they want to hear. They eat it out of the palm of his hand. But these remarks here have them kind of turning on him a little bit and baring their teeth. So couldn't happen to a nicer son bitch, if you ask me. So let him have it. But and hopefully they'll eat their own over there in Baton Rouge. We wanted to add a little segment this week. We're going to add a segment in here. We're calling it the stupid news. For right now, for lack of a better term, maybe some of you listeners out there, maybe y'all can throw us down in the comments down there. Throw us out a name for this. You know how Marty McGee have the hillbilly headlines and there's other kind of places out there got different names. Well, this ain't hillbilly headlines, although it can very well be a hillbilly that done it from where it's coming. But it's kind of some stupid news, just funny stories we see, like stupid criminals doing, weird stuff. But in any case, the one that we got this week is that I wished I could tee up a video and let y'all see it. But at Virginia Tech this weekend, the James Franklin era got kicked off with a bang at their spring game. As a skydiver that was parachuting into the game, he was flying the American flag. He crashed is a better case, with a scoreboard. And I mean, he hit it pretty hard. And he ended up becoming stuck up there and couldn't get down until he was helped down. I haven't really found out anything else on it. Was he injured? Out of the deal? I don't think he felt too good about it. I mean, he hit this thing real funny. So, man, talk about an entrance. I mean, you're the attraction. All eyes in the stadium are on you. You are parachuting in. I don't know. Maybe you had the game ball. I don't know. Just rammed right into the scoreboard. So, man, I don't know what else to say, but that's here's your sign. That's all I can tell you. Here is your sign. That scoreboard is your sign today. Well, without Metalreb being in here and everything, no back and forth conversation about it, but thought I'd still bring it up. And, this next week we'll have you a little bit better content out there, guys. I do apologize again. We're just trying to get a podcast done. I'm at work and he's traveling. And like I said, I apologize. Cell signal being what it is, it's unreliable. We can't always be guaranteed to have it. He was trying his best. And so, anyway, that's going to be pretty much wrap it up for this one. I'm sure y'all probably ready. He's just there and watched the struggle with trying to get out there, so he's probably ready for it to be over with. So that's about all we got here for the episode 33 of the Rebel Nation Conversation. As usual, guys, if you like what we're putting out there, please like and subscribe, and then share us with all your friends. Comment. Let us know what you think we can do better. And again, I know I just got a text message. He ain't able to sign in, but he wants to apologize to everyone. Yeah, we're sorry again for how this has all went down. But for the Rebel and myself,